a world where arrogance often goes unchecked, there's a special satisfaction in witnessing those moments when clueless cops are put in their place by a higher authority. Just like this first officer who thought he could violate this auditor's rights without any consequences until he got absolutely owned.
That's a no.
Yes, you're being detained.
I'm being detained. This is an illegal detainment.
There's nothing more satisfying than watching an evil officer's ego crumble. Today, we're diving into cases where evil cops were put in their place by higher authorities. Be sure to stick around until the end, because the final case features an officer who actually sided with Karen.
Don't touch my phone.
Turn it off.
Don't have a body camera on too. Don't touch my phone.
First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes visited the U.S. Air Force Base in West Hampton, New York, taking pictures of the public area when a police officer approached him.
That's Air Force Base. Francis S. Gabreski. Hey, sir, how you doing? I was talking to the other guy. I wanted to know if I could get a picture of the helicopter over there.
No photographs.
Is that a law?
Huh?
Is that a law?
No photographs allowed.
Is that a law though? I'm in public, right? Yeah, but I don't want to go inside. I want to see if I could take it from the outside.
The officials in the building clearly misunderstood public photography laws, so they called a Suffolk County Sheriff's deputy who was much more friendly and open to conversation.
Nothing much.
You left your bags over there? I couldn't hear you.
No. I was just over there, saw the helicopter, and I wanted to take a picture of the helicopter, and I went up to the guard booth first to ask them if I could take a picture of it. They said no photos or videos allowed. I see the signs, but I'm on public property.
Yeah, no, he
and
this is trying to go in and out just because it's the air guard.
But I understand that. But what I'm saying is I'm on public property, right?
Yes, you are.
So I was trying to be courteous by asking them because I don't want to get. I saw the signs, no photos.
Fair enough.
But it's not a law, right?
Well, if you were to go inside past that gate.
If I were to go past, I would never do that.
You're on public property right now.
Never do that.
You are. You're on
so I can grab a picture of that?
The young deputy displayed remarkable calmness, the kind of demeanor you expect from law enforcement when interacting with the public. However, shortly after, another deputy arrived, and things quickly took a turn for the worse.
That's all.
No problem.
All right, so I'm
doing like a documentary or something?
Yeah. I want to get a picture. I've never been over here, so I wanted to get I got a picture of the sign, and then I wanted to get a picture, all from public. I know, you know what I mean? I don't want to.
Listen,
I don't want to break the law, man.
I get it. No, I get it. What's going on?
What's your name, badge number, sir?
Helicopter. You just wanted to take a picture of the helicopter? The helicopter.
Yeah.
Suddenly, a senior deputy arrived on the scene and immediately escalated the situation.
So can I just go grab my picture then and be out of here?
Just ain't that. We're just gonna get our supervisor here just to verify everything. And again, you don't want to give us your IDs.
No, I don't.
Again, just plain devil's advocate.
No, I get it. I mean, I understand. I'm telling you face to face, man to man, that I have no ill harm. That's all. You guys, the sheriffs?
County sheriff.
Over here? This is your guys'
The entire county of Suffolk is our jurisdiction.
Good to know.
Yep.
That's cool. Hey, what's up? How you doing, sir? What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number, sir?
Picture of the chopper, and he came for what he's saying. He was coming closer to.
I didn't take a picture of the chopper yet, but I'm going to
go and take pictures of something. They actually make call.
Hey, sir, what's your name and badge number? You're being very unprofessional, sir. Very unprofessional. Sir, thank you for your service.
The deputy showed no respect for the auditor, continuing to act arrogantly. But it didn't stop there. He did something even worse.
Stop! Stay away from here. Stay over there.
Is that a lawful? Is that a?
Walk towards us or stay over there.
Is that a lawful order, sir?
Yes, it's a lawful order. Until we complete our investigation, you are to listen to what we're
What crime am I being suspected of committing, sir? Sir.
Preliminary investigation.
What crime am I being suspected of committing?
I can't talk over you. I will answer your questions.
I'm asking you a question. Am I being detained?
You're still talking over me.
Am I being detained?
Can you stop talking?
I'm asking you a question, sir. Am I being detained? So I guess that's a no.
Yes, you're being detained.
I'm being detained. This is an illegal detainment. I'm starting the clock. Illegal detainment. I'm starting the clock. What was your name again?
Deputy Halfester. You're not being
Halfester.
detained for the record. You're just being interviewed right now.
No, he just...
Because there was a 911
Who?
call that went out.
Can you tell me if he's a supervisor?
Well, we're talking to me right now. It doesn't matter if it's a supervisor or not. Well, we're getting the supervisor. We were called with a 911 call because all this,
I understand
this
that.
is all we got.
So what crime? Okay.
There was a suspicious person. That's all we got. A suspicious person in front of the Breslin Guard before
Okay.
the military installation. So, because of what I just told you before, what happened at the Capitol building,
Yeah.
the federal,
I can understand that.
On 9 alert,
I
we
can
get
understand
called
that.
because this is county jurisdiction, and now we're here. So we're just trying to figure out what's going on.
No.
This highlights that while good officers do exist within the force, they're often overshadowed by tyrants like these.
You're very unprofessional,
Do you have any
sir.
identification on you?
What is your name, sir?
Do you have an identification on you?
I'm asking you for your name, sir.
I cannot talk to you until you provide an identification to me.
You told me I was detained. Am I detained?
You do not have identification.
He told me I wasn't
You have to be ID'd.
No,
You can't walk
that's
out
not
without
true.
being ID'd, so.
Don't. You're gonna ruin your career for nothing. For nothing. Really. It's a
I'm
first.
on video all day long.
Let me
Doesn't matter. Don't
listen.
worry about it.
Listen.
What are you
Just
doing
listen.
here?
Just listen to me.
What are you
Okay,
doing
I'm gonna explain it to you. Ready?
What are you doing here?
I'm doing a
What are you
First
doing here?
Amendment. These men right here, they swore.
What's your name?
They swore an oath
What's your name?
to the Constitution,
name?
to the First
What is your
Amendment.
name?
I'm doing a First Amendment protected activity,
What is your
and
name?
you swore that same
Great,
oath.
So am I.
Exactly.
You have a legal obligation to answer
No,
the
I
question.
do
What is
not.
your name?
No, I do not. Fifth
What
Amendment,
is
sir.
it? It's a common law
Don't you love
stop.
it?
Listen.
No, it's not. You could do whatever you want to do, but I mean, at the end of the day,
you're not telling us your name.
I don't consent to any searches or seizures.
You have.
I'm doing a First Amendment protected activity, sir. I'm on public.
right,
I'm on public property.
The deputy tried to intimidate Sean, but he had no idea he was up against one of the most experienced auditors, someone who wouldn't back down from unlawful commands.
Understand that you may have a law degree. That's even better. That's even great.
No,
Then you would
I just know the law. Maybe you don't learn it. Maybe you don't learn it.
Listen, we're going to arrest you if you can't produce identification because I cannot let you walk away from me.
You'll be
after
making a very
committing
big-
a suspicious act of videotaping military installation.
What is the crime?
And you have no legitimate reason to be here.
What is? I don't need a legitimate reason to be in public places. You need to learn the law,
right now,
sir.
your crime is obstructing governmental administration.
No,
It's a misdemeanor.
you're gonna get fired.
If you cannot
Do it.
provide,
You're gonna get fired, sir.
It doesn't matter. Whether
It
I get
doesn't
fired
matter?
has nothing to do with you giving me identification.
Okay.
Your obligation, your legal
No.
obligation is to
Your obligation is to uphold the Constitution, sir. So you told me I wasn't detained, sir, because I want to get out of here.
You're being stopped. You're not detained right now.
So I can walk away.
No, not right now. We got a question.
But that means if I'm not free to go, that means I'm being detained. Is being committed or is about to be committed?
Yeah.
You don't have any one of those things, sir.
But true, but I haven't searched you yet. You haven't given me information. I don't know.
I know, but
So right now,
you
we're
can't.
I don't know if you
I know.
are thinking
You
about
can't
committing
detain.
crime.
You can't
I
detain a
don't know
citizen.
that.
You can't detain a
Interview.
citizen. You're detaining.
We're at a level 2 level and the DeBoer levels right now.
If I'm not free to go, I'm
I can
detained.
ask for your information.
I'm detained. You can ask me whatever you want, but I don't want to be detained.
Like I said, fair enough.
I was trying to be very respectful, man. Really.
Wait for the supervisor. Pick it up.
Sean was illegally detained while the deputies conducted their investigation. Realizing he was dealing with incompetent officers, he requested a supervisor.
I understand that you have a complainant, but that doesn't mean anything. What's suspicious? Suspicious isn't a crime. Yeah, I could look at you and call the police and say, "Hey, this guy's suspicious."
Sure.
What does that
The police
mean?
officer will come out and
What does
stop.
that mean? So are you a supervisor?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Can you explain to me why I'm being
I'm just gonna
detained?
ask you one question. Are you done with your helicopter videotaping?
I want to go take a picture of the helicopter right now. I didn't take it yet. I asked first. Even though I don't need to, I asked first. And I want his name and badge number before I leave here.
Okay, well I don't know his badge
So
number.
is the Suffolk County...
You can ask
All right, I want to get a supervisor to speak to then.
Would you like to ask me?
I would like to speak to a Suffolk County Sheriff Supervisor, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm ready for all this COVID stuff to be done with, man. I don't even like wearing these restriction faces.
Very unprofessional.
It's baffling how these deputies wasted taxpayer dollars and valuable time on an issue like this. Sean committed no crime. He was simply exercising his constitutional right to photograph a public space.
It's cops like these that shouldn't have guns or badges. Cops like him. Illegally detaining me. This guy has been very cordial and respectful. I mean, the only thing I can say about him is that thin blue line, right?
And all right, excellent. All right. This is yes, no.
You're gonna get a complaint, sir.
Add to the list.
You're gonna get a complaint. Add to the list, huh? I'm sure you've had a lot.
There's a supervisor responding.
Oh, he's en route. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Can I ask you a question? What's your name and badge number?
Sure. My badge number is 499.
499.
Yeah.
And your name?
My name is Deputy McCrave.
Deputy McCrave.
Yeah.
Thank you. 499. Deputy McCrave, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
This officer, this deputy, said I was being detained, and then this deputy said I wasn't free to leave. So
You'll be free to leave in just a second.
So I was being detained, right?
Actually, I was coming out to talk to you to see if you were done with your stuff and to see if you.
What's your name?
Just to tell you.
You don't even have a badge on, do you?
Ask for the captain. We come loose. 339 is my shield number. KORTE is my last name. You are free to go, sir. If you want to wait for a supervisor, that's on you.
Okay, great.
This deputy had clearly never been held accountable for his actions, as he showed no fear whatsoever. From start to finish, he remained hostile, clearly on a dangerous power trip. Now free to go, Sean chose to wait for a supervisor to address the situation.
This dude's a clown. Is the supervisor en route?
The supervisor is en route. Are you still waiting to see the supervisor?
Yeah, if he's. I want to speak to him. I want to speak to him. Yeah,
Okay,
I want to speak to
you were
him.
just walking away. So
No. I was getting video of this guy.
I
want to make sure I know.
So the supervisor, if you want.
No. I want to speak to a supervisor.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I go when I watch him.
Hey,
I offered to watch him while he did.
learn the law. Learn the law. All right, thanks. Hey, how you doing, sir?
What's going on?
Are you supervisor?
I am, yes, sir.
What's your name and badge number?
Sergeant Tedesco, S104. How can I help you?
I just wanted to talk to you because I was out here on a public easement.
Yes, sir.
Filming.
Okay.
Doing a First Amendment protected activity.
Okay.
And this officer came up to me and he was very cordial with me, and he understood my rights and everything was okay. The only thing I didn't like is that he backed up the other guy, his name was Court. I don't know. He said
Okay.
he spelled his name out to me.
Okay.
That they both said he didn't say anything, but these two guys, they said I'm free to leave. I mean, I'm not free to leave,
Okay.
and I would like to make a complaint.
Okay. Well, at that moment, right then and there, they were responding to a 911 call. All right, and so they were in the middle of an investigation. Okay.
But in order to detain somebody, so you have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed, is being committed, or is going to be committed.
However, they were in the middle of an investigation. That's what they were trying to figure out at that moment.
They can't detain free citizens in an investigation.
They were doing an investigation. Absolutely.
So Sergeant, you're saying while they're doing an investigation, I just want to make this clear. While they're doing an investigation, they can detain a non-law-breaking citizen.
Well, they didn't know
on a public place.
At that point, they didn't know if you were breaking the law.
That's not how the law
not
works,
breaking
sir.
the law.
Yeah, but that's not how the law works. I would like to file a complaint.
Well, I'll take care of that. I'll speak to the deputy, and I'll take care of that.
Sean soon realized he wouldn't receive fair treatment, but he still insisted on filing a complaint.
Okay, so you don't want to give any identifying information
No, sir.
to us right now?
No,
Okay,
sir.
so what else can I do for you today?
Take the complaint down. Do you do the complaint, sir? You're a supervisor,
I will write up a complaint, yes, but I have nothing to go by. I don't know who you are. I don't have any way to reach you.
No. I'll give you my phone number. I have video to corroborate it if you'd like to see it.
I don't really need that. I'm going off your word.
Yeah.
If you'd like to make a complaint, I'll take that complaint.
No, but what I'm saying is that I can show you video where I was being illegally detained, sir.
Sir, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish right now. If you'd like to give us information, I will write your information down. I will give you my phone number. I will submit a formal complaint, and we can go from there.
I'll give you my phone number. You can reach me there and follow up with me.
Gentlemen, please take down
illegal detainment. No, it's I want to make sure that I'm putting in I was illegally detained by Officer. Do you know his name, sir?
Corte, K-O-R-T-E, I believe.
Officer Corte.
And you don't want to provide any name or information?
No, sir. I'll just provide a phone number so I'll reach out to you guys. You guys, how do I get a hold of you guys?
I will give you the phone number for Internal Affairs.
Sure.
Give me 1 minute.
It's guys like that don't deserve badges. Ticking time bomb.
That's your opinion.
He told me himself. He'll add the complaint. He'll add the complaint to his list. He told me himself. What an idiot.
Even after all this, Sean wasn't given a complaint form.
Yeah, is the sergeant? Yeah, who's taking my complaint? That's what I want to know. I'm gonna follow up with internal affairs.
Did he give you the number?
Yeah, give me the number.
Okay, that's
it.
You said
So
you would reach out.
does he know?
We don't have any information from you, so basically it's up to you to reach out to them. If you'd like. That's about it.
There's no complaint form or anything like that.
Complaint form?
Yeah, complaint form.
I don't have a complaint form. Did you ask the supervisor about that?
I'll ask him. No problem. Hey, sir, you got a complaint?
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yeah, do you have a complaint form? Do you
I do
guys
not
have
have a complaint form on me right now. No.
You don't? Okay, so do you know what sheriff's office would I go to get a sheriff's?
Okay, so I gave you a phone number already.
Yeah, no, I
so
want the
you're more than
form.
welcome to call that number and follow up with them. Okay, they're the ones that handle the complaints for the sheriff's.
And one more time, your deputy's name was who? What was his name?
Cordy. Deputy Cordy.
Deputy Cordy.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, sir.
All right, have a safe day.
You too.
After filing the complaint, Sean was free to go and left the area. The deputy clearly escalated the situation, and it's a shame he won't be held accountable for his actions. This officer was immediately corrected, but this next tyrant took things up a notch and was later owned.
Do not have the right to film in this
I
building.
do. This is a public building.
$5,000 and
This is-
In December 2021, First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes carried out an audit of the Orangetown Town Hall, including its police department. While filming inside the town hall, an employee confronted him and questioned his actions.
Sir, what are you doing?
Excuse me?
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over there because I don't want to yell back and forth with you.
I just want to know what you're filming.
Yeah, no, I'm just filming the town hall here.
Before this.
Oh, I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
May I get your name so I know who I spoke with?
Liz.
Liz? Thanks, Liz.
The employee understood Sean's reason for filming and didn't press the issue. Sean continued his audit without trouble until he encountered a public servant from the town supervisor's office who quickly escalated the situation.
Hi, are you filming?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, how are you? Are you filming?
Who are you first?
Who are you first?
No. Who are you?
I'm sorry, you're in my building. Who are you?
I'm in your building.
This is the town of Orangetown's building?
This is yours?
This is the town of Orangetown's building. I work here.
Oh, okay. This is not your building. You don't own it, right?
I'm sorry, are you filming here?
You don't own the building. The people own the building, ma'am. This is a public building.
And
Respectfully.
do you have a permit to film here?
Do I have a permit?
Yeah.
I do not have a permit, no.
Okay, so in order to film in this building, you need a permit.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh,
Who are
really?
you? Yeah, really. Who are you? So I know who I spoke with?
I want to know how come you think you don't need a permit?
Is your name on your shirt? I can't really see. You work for the
Please
supervisor's
shut that down,
office?
because you're not allowed to film here without a permit.
The woman, refusing to identify herself, rudely demanded Sean stop filming, unaware he had every right to record in a public space. During the argument, Officer Caleb from the Orangetown Police Department arrived and immediately sided with the Karen.
Ma'am, why are you
How you
becoming
doing,
so
sir? How may I
hostile?
help you?
How you doing, sir?
Officer Caleb from Orangetown Police Department.
How you doing?
What's going on today?
Nothing, just filming.
Okay.
He doesn't have a permit.
I don't need a permit.
I'm going to ask you to leave.
I'd like that shut off,
This
so
is-
I don't want
Exits
anything
this
on
way.
it.
You can turn it off, or I can take it from you.
Don't touch me. If
You
you are
leave.
you ordering me to leave?
I'm ordering you to leave.
But I
you-
want that
okay.
filming, whatever's on his
Turn it
phone,
off.
shut off.
I'm walking out.
Turn it off.
This is not against the law. This is a constitutionally protected activity.
Turn it
I'm
off.
trying to. You're trying.
Turn off the phone.
I am trying to walk past you to
Turn off
leave.
the phone.
I want to make it clear. I'm trying to walk past you to leave because you're going to need some complaints.
Turn off the
Don't
phone.
touch my phone.
Turn it off.
Don't I have a body camera on too. Don't touch my phone.
Turn
What are
it
you
off.
guys doing?
You're
This is
allowed-
against the law.
Give me your license.
This is against the law.
License.
This is against the law,
On
sir.
your ID.
This is what crime have I committed?
I can ask you for your ID. You're
And
in a government facility.
you can ask me for
Where's
my
your
ID and I can decline.
Where's your ID?
I'm going to decline to give you my ID. It's my right.
Oh, you are? You
It's
can't
my
be in a
right.
government facility.
Do you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime, sir?
You don't have a permit to
You
film
are-
in this
That's
building.
not a crime.
Officer Calaf quickly resorted to intimidation, even using force against the auditor. Sean was unlawfully forced out of the area, all while protesting for his rights. Shockingly, neither officer seemed to understand the Constitution and continued to forcefully push him away.
This is a public building. Go get your supervisor, please. I'm asking for your supervisor.
I'm going to wait right here.
I'm sure your policy states that if I ask for your supervisor, you have to get me one. So can you get me a supervisor? Because you're going to make a big mistake here.
What's my mistake?
Your mistake is you're violating my rights.
I'm not violating your
And
rights.
I'm going to hold you
You're
accountable.
You are in a government building.
You just grab. That doesn't matter. This is a public
You're not allowed
building.
to film.
Yes, I am. This is a public building. I'm a journalist. I have freedom of
Like I
press.
said,
You want our supervisor?
Yes, I want your
Come
supervisor.
down to the police department side, and we'll bring our supervisor.
Great. Tell him not to touch me. Don't touch me again. You touched my You've touched my camera.
You need to turn it off.
No, I don't.
You need a permit to film in this.
No, I do not.
Yes, you
do.
do.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Is that a law?
No, it's town ordinance.
It's not a law.
It's a town
Town
code.
ordinance.
It's not a law. Where's the
You don't want me to
code?
go get the town attorney?
Calaf clearly had no understanding that ordinances don't supersede the Constitution. It's shocking to witness an officer disregarding the Constitution, all while being difficult alongside the woman. Fortunately, another officer arrived and escorted Sean to the police department, where he was able to speak with the supervisor.
Go get him. I'm sure he'll educate you, ma'am. If he's good at what his job, I'm sure he'll
Are you trying
educate
to
you.
insult me?
No, I'm
You
not
just
trying
said
to
I need
insult
be
you.
educated.
Yeah, because you obviously don't know freedom of press.
I issue the permits in this building and the town of Orangetown.
You
for
obviously don't
filming.
understand
know
I have
you-
a right to freedom of press, ma'am.
You do not have the right to film in this
I
building.
do. This is a public building.
Did you pay $5,000 and
This
did I
is
issue a permit?
you're talking about for commercial film. Again, you need education. Go get the town attorney, please. You're talking about commercial filming, ma'am.
I'm not going to have you dismiss me like I'm some peon. Okay?
Ma'am, you've been treating me bad. You've grabbed my camera.
You're
Please
walking
get me a
around the
supervisor, sir.
So come with me to this side, and we'll get the supervisor.
Please get me a
This is the
supervisor.
town hall side. Come with me to the police department side. We'll get the supervisor.
Don't touch me ever again. Please excuse me. Get out of my way. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Sorry about that.
Come on.
No, I don't trust this guy behind me. He's a loose
Have him walk
cannon.
in front of us then. I'll
Loose
walk with
cannon.
you. He can walk in front.
Loose cannon.
Come
Uneducated.
on.
The officer intervened and took Sean aside before he went on to rant against Officer Calaf and the public servant who was bullying him.
What are you in training, man? Like, I don't understand. What's wrong with
Why is he
you?
in training? Where did he get the indication he's in
Because
training?
he doesn't understand that I have the right to film, number one. Number two, he puts his hands on my equipment, which he cannot do.
But you don't have the right to film inside for no legitimate reason, which is what he was trying to explain to you.
No,
That's
no,
what we're
no.
trying to figure out.
First of
what
all,
you're
no one
filming
before.
for, like, what-
Exactly. I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. I'm working on a story at City Hall. I have to go see the town clerk
Right.
to do a Freedom of Information Act request.
But you don't do that at the town clerk, though. That goes to the records department. the Freedom
No,
of Information.
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about for the police
Lawyers
department.
come in, so.
I'm not talking about for the police department, sir. I'm talking
Okay.
about for the town. I mean, it's public, but I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm not trying
I hear
to.
you.
It is. I don't want to put anybody that doesn't. Wow, that's insane.
Sergeant will email you your response, okay?
How long this will take?
We have 5 business days to contact you.
You guys have no right to try and grab my phone. You have no right. I have the right to
Well, I wasn't
record.
there, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, well,
I don't
that's.
wanna- you know what I mean? Like, I don't wanna-
It's on body
I don't
camera.
want to speak on that because I
It's on
wasn't there.
body camera,
Right.
and it's on this camera.
Right.
You tried to grab my phone, not you. When I say you, I
Generally
meant
speaking, okay.
the police.
Right.
Shortly after, the officer called for a supervisor with whom Sean wanted to talk and filed a complaint against Officer Calaf.
Oh, wait, no problem. And then after I'm done talking to him, I'll conduct whatever business I have left, and then we'll be good.
Sounds good.
All right.
If that other female comes back, I would just come get me. And
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore her. I'm just gonna ignore her. Yeah, I don't want to deal with her, honestly.
All right.
All right.
Hi, sir.
Good morning.
All right, my name is Mike Boyce. I'm a sergeant here in Orangetown PD.
What was your last name, sir?
Boyce, B-O-Y-S-A.
Boyza.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You requested to speak with the supervisor?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Officer Caliph,
Okay.
completely unhinged and out of control.
Okay.
Completely.
All right.
Attempted to take my phone from me. Like, when I say attempted, grabbed my phone and I had to wrestle it out of his hands.
Okay.
Ordered me to leave a public building while I'm conducting lawful business.
Okay.
And just completely unprofessional and unaware of the freedom of the freedom of press that we have in this country. I told him, no de-escalation technique whatsoever to try and figure out who I was, what I was doing here. Just allowed an employee from the supervisor's office to put a battery in his back. And like I said, immediately, I'm ordering you to leave this building right now. Didn't even ask who I was, what I was doing. No type of, prerequisite questions as to figure out what my purpose is. This is our building. This is the town building. You need a permit to film. Again, all things that a police officer, I don't know if he's new. I don't know, if he's been here for 20 years. I don't know. But the point is that a police officer should know. They should be properly trained not to put your hands on law-abiding citizens.
The supervisor calmly listened to the entire incident, and it was clear he understood the law much better than his junior officer. After hearing the whole ordeal, he was ready to file a complaint against Officer Calaf.
Wall Street here.
Okay.
Civilian complaint against the police employee. So I'm going to give you a pen here. Do you have a pen on you or no?
No. You know what? I'm going to fill this out. Can you give me your email or internal affairs email, and I can email it over? And I'll definitely follow back up on it.
Would you be able to bring this original back here? Could you fill it out and bring it back to the police station?
Sure. Yeah, that's not a problem. Will you notarize it and then give it back to me? Give me a copy so I have you know what I mean? Like I have a signed copy that you received it.
I'll look into that, whether or not I can give you an actual copy of it. But what's going to happen is you'll fill it out when you come back here. I'll sign the bottom, confirming it. Okay, but we want to keep the original.
Sean got a complaint form for Calaf, but he was still not done. He went over to the town hall building to get information about the tyrant lady, as he was not ready to let her go so easily.
Regarding, I don't know her name. She didn't give it to me, but a woman came out and was very rude. I would go as far as say unhinged. Yelling at me. Had a police officer try and take my camera from me. I have freedom of press. And no one even asked me what I was doing first. They just said, you can't film in here without a permit. Do you have $5,000? Just escalated the situation. I'm an independent journalist, exercising my freedom of press right. I don't need a permit, which I tried to explain to her. But again, her behavior and the way she conducted herself was completely out of line. So as a member of the public, I wanted to speak to somebody. And
Did you talk to the police?
well, she doesn't work for the police, so there was a police officer who I'm going to file a complaint against too. Hi.
I just been advised that the police are handling it, so.
So the police are going to handle the complaint against somebody
So
who.
that's all I could say. So have a good day. The police are going to handle it.
Okay. Well, the people will handle it. Well, you see, no accountability here, no transparency, none whatsoever.
Sean then went over to file an FOIA request, and this time, the town clerk seemed to have a problem with the camera. Why are public officials so afraid of being recorded?
Excuse me?
Are you filming me? Please don't do that.
Sir, I'm just
permission to do it.
Okay. I'm just trying to conduct business. That's all I'm trying to do.
Understand.
That's it.
Conduct it when that's closed.
So because I'm filming, you won't help me?
I'm telling you, I didn't give you permission to film it, so please turn it off.
Sir, you work for the public. I don't need your permission. I'm just here gathering content for a story. There's nothing nefarious going on here. I just want to conduct my business, be on my way. There's cameras all over the place. I didn't give you permission to film me.
That's for the safety.
So, okay, so this is for my safety.
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Exactly. The argument goes both ways.
I'll see if the form prints out. Normally it's done online. If not, you can there's not a form.
It doesn't, yeah, it's a law, so I could just put on a blank piece. You want to hand me a blank piece of paper? I'll take care of it that way. It's not a big deal.
These cops were immediately put in their place, but this next officer completely let his ego take hold of the steering wheel.
On April the 9th of 2018, were you employed as a Border Patrol agent?
Yes, I was.
Were you a supervisor?
No, I was not. As far as the area, my duties that day were to pretty much take care of 4 new hires, 4 new recruits that had been barely employed and were about to go to the academy. So my job that day was pretty much to take care of them at the old Border Patrol station on Zapata Highway. It's for the South Station. We call it Old Base 7. My job that day were to pretty much take care of them while they get sworn in.
Did you at any time that day visit Father McNabo Park?
Yes, I did.
The lawyers seemed to dance around the point, beating around the bush as they warmed up, carefully laying the groundwork before finally getting to the real questions for Agent Francisco Lara.
Are you familiar with someone by the name of Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles?
Yes.
How are you familiar with him?
He was my supervisor in that particular day.
Okay. Do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Can you point out an article of clothing that he is wearing?
Black coat with black, might be a silver tie.
That's the
silver shirt, I'm sorry.
Okay. Reflect that he's identified Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles in the courtroom.
I remember him speaking that morning. I think he gave us some words of things to do. I forgot what it was as far as our duties, and that's how I remember him that day, that he was present at muster.
Throughout the questioning, the expression on former Border Patrol Supervisor Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles' face spoke volumes.
However many years or months he was a supervisor prior to that day, April 9th, 2018.
This is the face of a man who knows he's guilty, and with every answer, things are only going to get more real for him.
I look over and I see the Kilo driving on the same Lowry, driving west, and it kind of slows down as it comes to us, and we eventually find out it's Mr. Burgos.
You come in contact with Supervisor Burgos?
Yes, after he parks to, I guess, our passenger side. I am facing the neighborhood. His truck is facing, when he parks to our passenger side, his truck is facing the river. We lower our window, he lowers his passenger window, and I go ahead and tell my trainee, hey, it's Supervisor Burgos. And at that moment in time, he's grabbing onto his steering wheel, and he's just looking over quietly, kind of just like leaning over. And I told my trainee, hey, it's Supervisor Burgos. I tell him, hey, sir, we heard you're gonna be short-handed. We're gonna be in the area if you need it. We're just gonna be laminating maps. So he's quiet, and he looks at his phone, and then he says, hey, they just told me to 22, base 2, which means go back to the station. And he's like, do you know if there's a way out this way, which means south?
That south is past the soccer field?
Yes, it's towards that Pettis property where I guess there's that little dip that goes to an ATV trail.
To the brush?
Yes. So I told him at the time I did not remember. So I told him, to be honest, I don't remember. And he's like, it's okay. I was like, something to the effect like, that's okay, I'll go find out or something like that. So when he leaves, we raise our window, and then I told my trainee, like, you know what, I just remembered that they're building apartments. I think that area where he's trying to get out is blocked. So I'm like, it sucks to be him, let him find out the hard way, and we continue doing our thing.
As Agent Francisco Lara continues to share his story and responds to the questions, you can feel the weight of the truth unfolding with each word he speaks.
We hear him over the actual radio, and when we hear Lara, something to the effect like, I need you. That's Lara, get over here. So as soon as I hear my name, Lara, with some urgency, I drop what we're doing and we drive across the soccer fields to his position.
And you were about to play exhibit 77. We're going to start with 77.1. Is that correct? Which is inside of 77. Very good. When you're ready.
Pause it. Did you just hear that?
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? Lara 68.
It's just star number. We don't have badge numbers, so that's how we're identified. It should be November 66, I think was his star number. At the time, I did not know what was going on. When he called me Lara, I get to his position. It doesn't take me more than a minute and a half. I get there, I see his truck with his overhead lights turned on. I start making my way to Mr. Burgos when I see him looking down the ATV trail, looking south. His body is standing outside of the truck with radio in hand, just looking down the ATV trail. So when I'm making my way to Mr. Burgos' truck, I see him looking south, so I look south and I see the silhouette of the victim. As soon as I see the victim, I approach and I start yelling, like, "Señora, señora, despierta, estás despierta, ma'am, wake up." Because at this time, all I see is blood. I told my trainee, I call him Schmitty. I like, "Schmitty, is that what I think I'm looking at?" And I see the silhouette, and I immediately start running towards her. And that's when I tell him, like, I start yelling at her, "Está despierta, are you awake?" So at that time, initially, right away, I said, "Sir, do you have any gloves?" But she said, "No, I do not."
Who did you say that to?
Initially, I asked Mr. Burgos, "Do you have any gloves?" He's like, "No, I do not." So I say, "I don't have any gloves." And I asked my trainee, "Schmitty, do you have any gloves?" And thankfully, being the great agent that he was, he did have a pair of gloves. So he goes ahead and tells me, like, "Sir, I have gloves." So I take them both. I grab one and I give one to Mr. Burgos. I put the glove as best as I can, immediately check for a pulse. I don't feel a pulse. Before anything, I'm radioing everything in to, initially, before I even touch her, I radio everything into our station, base 2, and I'm telling them what we're seeing.
Hold on, Agent Lara, I think you take the stand. I think this is good for now. Take this.
Sir, I think she's 10-7, which means that she's dead. And he's like, "Yeah, it looks that way." So I'm radioing everything into our station and I'm letting them know what I'm seeing. So I told our station, we have a female that appears to be deceased. And I'm telling them there's blood to the top of her head, to the left, to the body. There's blood splatter all over. The blood's a little bit coagulated. And at that moment, the supervisor at the station, I believe it's Supervisor Ali, tells me, "Okay, take a step back and treat her as a crime scene."
What is Burgos doing at this time?
At this time, he's standing there. Not really. The supervisor normally takes control of the situation and radios in everything to the station. Once again, he's quiet. I'm the one relaying everything that I'm seeing to the station. I'm processing everything in, I'm taking it in, and I'm telling them what I'm seeing.
This agent steps up, taking on all the responsibilities and doing the job that the supervisor, Ronald Anthony Burgos Aviles, should have been handling. But that's not all. There's more to this story that will leave you stunned, so keep watching.
After I sent my agent Schmitty to go to Allen Street in Bristol to open the gate for the paramedics, I believe he took my truck. So for a moment there, we're by ourselves. After that's when I see him move the body.
Okay, and when you say demonstrate.
Yes.
Any judge? Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm standing next to the victim. I check her. Mr. Bolden is standing over here to, I guess, on the other side of her. So I tell him she's 10-7, which means she's dead. Radio everything in. I told base 2, I think she's dead. They tell me take a step back, treat her as a crime scene. So before anything, I told my trainee, go to the gate and open it for the paramedics. He takes off. So before I take a step back, I'm surprised to see so much blood. So I grab my head and I'm like, where is all this blood coming from? So at that moment, Mr. Burgos is like, cuts in front of me. He's like, let's find out. He grabs her from the bicep area, grabs her from the hip area, picks her up, looks at her, puts her back down. He does that, and my eyes were wide open. I was like, what is going on? And I take a step back. At the time he picks her up, I could see the shadow of her face, full of dirt. I could see her hair over her face, but I do not get a clear picture of her. But I am so freaking out and in shock, because I don't know what I'm looking at. So he puts her back down, goes back over her. He's like, you know what? This stuff makes me nervous. I'm gonna go back down this way, and he points south again towards the Bettis property. And he walks away, and I see him with his phone in his hand. He's doing something. At the time, I'm thinking he's gonna call base 2, but from what I understand, he never did.
He didn't even call the base for backup, handling the situation recklessly. Even worse, he manhandled the victim's body, behavior that's far from what you'd expect from a law enforcement officer. This isn't just unprofessional, it's deeply disturbing.
He goes south, I lose him down the ATV trail for a few moments. Eventually he comes back because I lose sight of him around a curve. A few moments later he comes back with a tennis shoe and he's grabbing him by the shoelace. And he's coming back with the tennis shoe towards my position. I didn't think nothing of it at first, so I'm like, I asked him, hey sir, what do you have there? What do you got there? He's like, oh, I found this shoe in the brush. In my mind, I'm okay, he found his shoe. Same thing, I didn't think nothing of it. So he's walking back. And what shocked me was that he put it at the base of her feet. And he just put it there. So again, he puts it there, and as soon as he does that, he starts dragging his feet. Kind of like when you're skiing, he's just dragging his feet to the point where he's picking up dirt. Once again, I'm like, I don't understand what I'm looking at, because I specifically told them there's blood over here to the right of their head, over here to the left. There's blood splatter exactly where he was picking up the dirt. So I'm just processing this quietly and just making mental notes, because at the time, he was my supervisor in charge of me. So in my mind, I'm nobody to be telling him what to do. He tells me what to do. I am a field training officer at this time, but as a supervisor, he's in charge of me. So I remain quiet.
I'm going to show you this graphic photo. You can turn on the... Can you identify what you just testified to, what you described?
Yes, sir. That is the victim, the young woman. At the base of her feet is that shoe that Mr. Bulldog placed after he came back from the trail.
Okay. Have the shoe. You filed the chain of custody affidavit, permission to show Agent Lara the shoe.
Is it tag?
Yes.
Yes, that is a shoe that Mr. Bulldog brought back to the scene.
Is it the left shoe or the right shoe?
This is the left. Not muddied, not dirty.
You notice that there's been a cut?
Yes.
Did you make that cut on that?
No, I did not.
That would have been done by law enforcement, or you don't know?
I would not know.
Treatment of the crime scene, you testify that is confusing to you, correct?
Yes.
What else, if anything, happens after that?
After he does all that, I'm still standing there on that same grassy little island. That's when Agent Dennison, Agent Herndon, and Schmidt are coming back in with the paramedics. As soon as the paramedics arrive, they grab their equipment, they place those little pads on her body and start checking for signs of life.
At any time that you're there with Supervisor Agent Burgos, does he indicate that he knows this person?
Not once. I had no idea that he knew her. No indication of anything whatsoever. All I knew is that, hey, we're the good guys. Supervisor Burgos, at the time I'm doing everything. I'm checking for life. In my mind, I'm thinking he's got my back. As a law enforcement agent, he's watching my back. So I didn't think anything of it. So when I grabbed the glove, I just go over and I put it there just for safekeeping.
In the back of his kilo?
In the back of the bed of his kilo, yes sir.
He's got my back. That's how it's supposed to be in a team. But unfortunately in this case, that trust was completely shattered and replaced by betrayal, and the expressions on his face says it all. It screams guilt, raw and undeniable. The chilling details revealed next made it clear that he's not just in hot water, he's completely drowning in it with no way out.
Protocols that you have,
Yes.
which is what?
Disturbing the crime scene. In my mind, planting evidence. It was that afternoon, sir.
And were you interviewed?
Yes, we were told, my trainee and I were told to give our official statement at the police station.
Of the baby?
No, sir. Because at that time, I was on top of Mr. Dennison's truck doing my affidavit.
So the only person that you saw dead was the female, correct?
Yes, correct.
There's not just one victim, but two. Not one body, but two, and one of them is a baby. This isn't a man, this isn't a human being. This is a monster who deserves nothing less than to be locked up and held accountable for his actions.
Yes, sir.
And that is the shoe that you saw Supervisor Burgos Aviles place at the foot of the victim, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
Memory foam?
yes, sir.
On the heel.
So, and when you say the bottom, do you mean the inside? of
The
shoe?
inside, yes, of the foam, I'm sorry.
And how big to the police the next day? Is that correct?
The same afternoon, sir. Same day.
The same day.
Correct.
And do you recall making that statement?
Yes.
To the police?
Yes.
And
The sight of the murdered woman was pretty traumatic.
officer, you said you made an initial statement, which was just a summary,
Yes.
and then the next day you added. Was it the next day or later that day?
Later that afternoon.
Later that same afternoon. And so the initial summary was before you knew that Supervisor Burgos Aviles was a suspect. Is that correct?
One of the supervisors on scene had told me that he was their prime suspect. At the time, I thought it was because of the bloody glove that I put in the back of his kilo. I did not have confirmation that he was actually the main suspect until around 6:30 that night, when another detective pretty much told me. The whole day I had my phone on me. My team leader tells me, hey, we already activated the Border Patrol unions, the lawyers for you. Before you make any statements, we already got lawyers. And I'm like, we already made our official statement. He was surprised. He's like, oh, you did? I'm like, yes. He's like, before he hangs up, he's like, just so you know, there's a rumor saying that the dead woman is Burgos' side chick. I'm like, all right, 10-4, let me call you back. I told Agent Herndon, hey bro, there's a rumor saying that the dead woman is Burgos', I use the word Sancha. At that moment, we're talking, another detective comes out, a big man. I know him as a boxer. He comes out, and I tell him, I still have my phone in my hand. I tell him, sir, we just heard a rumor that the dead woman is Burgos' side chick. The detective said, side chick, that's his baby mama. And there's a possibility the dead boy is his son. That's when everything just, I broke down is the word. Everything just, I felt like this weight on my shoulder and I started crying. I'm good, sir. Here I'm thinking we're supposed to be the good guys. He's supposed to be watching me back.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
And I broke. I was heartbroken.
1 second, Agent. Just going to question and answer basis, Mr.
I'm good, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. I was heartbroken.
The defense makes a final push, trying to rattle the agent. But when the truth hit, even a man of his position couldn't keep it together. Overcome by disbelief, he broke down in tears.
Give me a second, sir. We're going to take a short break.
Yes, Your Honor.
With no more cards left to play, the defense scrambled for a new strategy, desperately moving to request a mistrial, hoping for one last chance to escape the inevitable.
About what he perceived at the time that had nothing to do with the evidence that was at issue. He made a statement that he believed they were supposed to be the good guys, and he began to cry on the stand, at which point the victim's family understandably also became emotional, but then had an outburst and said, "Thank you, yes, exactly." There was loud sobbing from the audience. And we believe, Your Honor, at this time we're going to move for a mistrial. The occurrence was extremely prejudicial. It was not just an outburst by a witness.
It was clear that things weren't going the way the defense had hoped. Every move they made seemed to backfire, and the pressure mounted with each passing moment.
There had been somebody objected to beforehand, but in any event, your motion for mistrial is denied. Thank you.
Your Honor, we would also request very respectfully and with understanding that this is a terrible matter for everyone involved, that Your Honor remind the audience to please.
I will do that now, in fact. Thank you. Two things I'm going to instruct right now. One is the witness.
But that wasn't the end of it. The story took another shocking turn when the next cop took the stand.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Officer De La Cruz, will you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Gregorio De La Cruz.
And how long have you been employed with LPD?
11 years.
What were your assignments back in April of 2018?
I was assigned to beat 20.
Now, do you recall going out to an investigation on April 9th of 2018?
I do.
And do you recall what the service call was called in as?
Yes, I do.
What was that?
It was a call for assistance by Border Patrol that they found a dead body.
Officer Gregorio De La Cruz of the Laredo Police Department takes the stand next, and the courtroom is shaken once again. Things take an even more shocking turn as the new jaw-dropping information comes to light.
Did you meet other officers there?
So what happened is when I parked there, the ambulance personnel were leaving, and they just directed me to where the scene was.
Okay, now.
So when I get there, the Border Patrol agents are kind of, all the ones that are there, they're kind of roaming freely. So I kind of tell them, hey, we gotta condense this crime scene. So everybody get on the island, I would call it, that island that's right there in the middle, and get away from the dirt road so to preserve the scene as much as we could. At that time, one of the Border Patrol agents, he was wearing a different uniform. He was wearing a life vest. So he was from the boat unit, he ended up telling me later. He's like, hey, there's some tracks that I want you to see. Can I show them to you? And so I told him, yeah, show me. Let's see what you're talking about. So we did. He went to go show me the tracks that he was talking about. So we made it to the first track, and we followed the track all the way to we couldn't see it anymore.
Okay. Once you were there, did you meet up with anybody else? Did you have any contact with anyone else?
Yes. So when we were there, Lieutenant Ramirez, he showed up, and that's who I talked to him. I showed him the tracks, the trails where we last saw him. We saw him behind the goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed him those, and then he's like, let's make it to the park. He thinks that they said over the radio that they had already seen somebody or seen a car at the park.
And was there anything, any radio communications that prompted you to take action at that scene?
So what happened is that over the radio, the detectives that went to the registered owner's residence, they came over the radio and said that the person that was using that car at the time was supposed to meet a Border Patrol agent at the Father Magnoble Park.
Okay.
The transmission that came in was the boyfriend's name was Anthony Burgos.
Things weren't looking too good for Anthony at that moment, and it was only going downhill from there.
When Anthony Burgos
when the radio transmission came up for Anthony Burgos, there was only one Border Patrol agent that was at that location with us. I had just seen him. I had never seen this person before. I see him. He's right near the car, and so I wave him over. I say, "Hey, come here." As he's walking up to us, the name says Burgos. So we look at the name. I'm looking at the name as he's coming over, and I'm just like, "Hey, I think this is the person they just called over the radio." But they said Anthony, and I look at the first name, and it's an R, Burgos. So as I'm looking at him, he has supervisor rank. So I'm looking at him. Hey, is there another Burgos that's here? And he says there was one, but I think he transferred. And that's where we're at there at that point.
Okay.
So we all knew that his name was Burgos, but he had the R in front. So Detective Reyes tells him, "Hey, what's your name, man?" And he says, "Ronald Burgos." And we're looking for Anthony Burgos. And radio transmissions are coming through, and so it's kind of getting a little hectic. Burgos approaches closer to Reyes. I'm walking next to him. I'm the only uniformed officer. So I'm right next to him, and he says, "Hey man, what's your name?" And then Burgos says, "Ronald Burgos Aviles." He only uses his last names. So then Rick's like, "What's your fucking name, dude? Why are you not telling me your name? What's your fucking name?" And he says, "My name's Ronald Burgos Aviles." And he says, You're not telling me your name. Do you have an ID or something?" And he's like, "No, I don't have an ID." Burgos, he reaches down towards his belt. He's actually wearing a gun, which is why we're in high alert. So he reaches down towards his gun, and I just grab his arm, and I tell him, "Hey, dude, just calm down." So as I push his arm, he's like, "Hey, I don't want any problems." And he looks at me. I'm the only one with the gun that he can see. So he says, "Hey, I don't want problems." He puts his hands up just like this. And then he puts his hands like this, like he's motioning, "I'm gonna take off my gun for you." Like he's giving us the presence that he's gonna take off his gun. He doesn't want to be a threat. So he reaches down, he unbuckles his belt, his duty belt, and I'm already grabbing it from the back just in case something happens. So as I'm grabbing it, he drops his belt and it just falls to my hand, and I just grab it and I pull it off of him. So once I took the belt off, I put it behind his unit. And then I patted him down as the unit approached us. So I patted him down. I located a phone on him and a driver's license in his shirt pocket.
Okay, so, and what did you do with those two items?
I turned over the driver's license to Detective Reyes, and the cell phone, I put it with his property that I had already taken, which was his Sam Brown. I put it in the back of his truck.
The station?
I did.
And at some point, was Mr. Burgos transported to Laredo Police Department?
Yes. So after that, we put him in the unit, uncuffed. I told him, "Hey, look, we're going to put you in the unit. We're going to take you to the station, and we'll talk there." As I put him in the unit, he asked me about his kids. He wanted to pick up his kids, or who could pick up his kids. So he was trying to figure out where he was going. And then we sat down in the car ready to leave, and he told us, "Hey, can I at least take off my shirt? I want to take off my shirt. It's an embarrassment, man." That's what he said. So I said, "Okay, yeah, I'll let you take off your shirt." So I got off the unit again. I opened the door for him. He stepped out. He took off his shirt, and he gave it to me.
The fact that he had the audacity to ask the officer transporting him about picking up his kids right after he brutally murdered his own son is absolutely mind-blowing. It's a chilling glimpse into his twisted mindset.
This time, the state would like to publish State's Exhibit 80, which is the dash cam.
All right.
You know why, because I asked you these questions, and then, look, there's those who come over here to meet your ex, the VP, your VP, last name Burgos, first name Anthony. I asked you your name, what let's just say Ronald, you didn't mention Anthony.
And they mentioned I'll be there here.
Okay, I know, but come on, you're VP.
I understand,
You have common sense, you know.
I understand,
So I have to do it, we have to do it, we have to take care. What kind of time would it be? We need to go in the doctor.
No, I understand that, but I won't.
Okay, so we're gonna go talk to you right now, that's it.
You won't take me word.
To the police department. Yeah, you can go down to the station and talk to you there,
Where is?
okay?
Where is?
My-
What is it that he's doing in that scene?
He's wiping his arms. Looks like he's cleaning something off or.
What was it that he did right before he went?
He licked his finger. Los teléfonos.
Hey brother, what's your other last name? Your last name, your other one. Aviles. Yeah, we got him here in the unit already. It's not
Is that you by the door?
I'm the one penning him down. That's Officer Lizette Castillo.
Wow, this guy. Burgos was caught sucking his fingertips to remove blood evidence while in the car before taking off his shirt. This isn't just disturbing, it's downright sick.
Okay with us? No, I'm great, man. Just up with my shoes, man.
Chewing the blood out of his fingernails and wiping evidence off his hands into his hair, completely oblivious to the fact that police cars have video cameras. This monster isn't just evil, he's unbelievably stupid. The storm is gathering right in front of him, and yet he carries on like no one's watching. What on earth was he thinking? It's impossible to comprehend the mind of someone like him.
I was like, you're not under arrest, or you're just being detained. You just gotta clear your name. That's exactly what I told him.
And so, from where did he go? From the Sally Port, where did he move from there?
I took
This boat guy directed you to some tracks. Were you talking about stroller tracks or footprints?
So there was a stroller. There was a stroller markings. They're all the way down the track, and then there was foot markings also.
Stroller tracks. The baby's stroller tracks. It's a haunting detail that underscores just how monstrous he truly is. Incidents like this make it painfully clear that many in law enforcement don't undergo thorough enough mental health evaluations. Monsters like him should never have the power or authority to harm others.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
How are you doing? Officer De La Cruz, when you arrived at the crime scene, you were concerned about preserving the integrity of the crime scene, correct?
Correct.
And that was because there were approximately 30 police officers?
There was a lot of people, yes, correct.
Yeah.
The defense tried to twist the officer's words, but it wasn't working. Meanwhile, Anthony's facial expressions clearly betray his panic every time new evidence is presented.
At one point, he requested to be allowed to remove his Border Patrol shirt because he was embarrassed for anyone to see a Border Patrol agent being detained in a police car, correct?
Yes, he was really concentrating on that. He wanted to make sure that nobody knew that he was a Border Patrol agent.
And
the detective pointed it out.
Pointed what out?
That he had some markings. He said, I don't know if you saw it on the video. He says that he tells him, look at his elbow and his hands. Make sure the CSI. He tells me, make sure you tell the CSI that. He's informing me to make sure that I let somebody else know that they could take pictures of that. No, he had some scratch or some kind of marking.
My question, sir, was whether there was any blood on him that you saw. That was my question.
That's what the detective pointed out. That's what I'm saying.
He pointed out blood?
He said that he had markings.
Again, sir, my question is, did you see any blood on him?
Just what he pointed out. I didn't see blood. I saw markings.
A marking, okay. Mr. Burgos is seen wiping his face in the car. That was because he was crying and wiping away the tears. Isn't that correct?
Objection, Your Honor, cause for speculation.
Overruled. That's your question.
Can you ask that one more time?
Probably because he was crying, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, cause for speculation.
Overruled.
I never heard him crying. No, I did not.
Okay.
The bravery of these officers in standing up to their comrades cannot be understated. However, this next officer used his excellent detective skills to uncover a shocking truth regarding another officer.
What's going on, ma'am?
Somebody just hit us at the red light. This my husband.
Is he okay? Sir? He in handcuffs? Why is he in handcuffs?
I can't answer no questions, sir.
Hold on 1 second. Leave him there. 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 Radio, can I get a photo of my location? I have a black male with lacerations to his face.
Got him the fuck out of there is what happened. Is what I would bet money on.
Who took the handcuffs off?
I don't know. Yo, whose car is this?
Determined to get to the bottom of things, the officer headed to a nearby strip club to investigate. But after a brief conversation with the Department of Homeland Security special agent on the scene, it became clear something wasn't adding up.
How did he wind up in handcuffs?
I don't know. Sir, we just left the strip club.
Which strip club?
Peaches.
Peaches? Okay. I got you. Over on RDA?
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Did you guys get into it with security over there?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that's my husband.
Gotcha. Say less.
I'm going to grab your
Appreciate it.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. You're good. What's this? 1306 radio. Fuck around like a easy car? What do you work for?
Homeland.
Okay. Did y'all have some shit up here a little bit ago? Male and female get into it with anybody?
Yeah. Sure
Left in a pair of cuffs?
Yeah.
When the officer checked the suspect's vehicle, a shocking detail emerged. The license plate belonged to a school bus. Something deeply wrong was going on.
All right. And whose handcuffs is he wearing?
Mine. He took off. He jumped in the SUV and took off.
Yeah. I mean, it's Metro to Fair, so like almost down to 166. Wiped out real hard. Hurt some people, hurt themselves.
Oh.
All right. Here's what I want you to do for me, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your firearm off your side. Okay?
Okay.
You got just syrup right here?
Yes.
All right. Place that in my car. I'm gonna detain you for right now.
Okay.
All right.
The so-called special agent was identified as Terrence Jack, who turned out to be no Department of Homeland Security agent at all. Thanks to the officer's sharp instincts, this cop impersonator's charade came crashing down, and he was swiftly put behind bars. Some people are simply unhinged, but others take it a step further, using deception as their weapon, like these next officers whose actions cross the line, violating a man's rights in ways you won't believe.
Is it just a scanner? The jacket in the back seat is just a regular old raincoat. It doesn't say police on it. Got it? Beautiful. Put this in the bag with all of the other evidence, because that's going to be evidence also.
You don't have blank. So I guess it's not.
So we need to ask around.
In November 1997, an Arkansas school teacher was raped, with the attacker leaving behind only DNA evidence. The culprit? Former police chief Hardin. Decades later, on February 23, 2023, while under interrogation for murder, Hardin turned the tables on investigators, and their reactions are a must-see.
I'm Detective Chamberlain. I know we have James Chamberlain.
Okay.
I know. Did you used to be a police officer somewhere? Or I recognized you, but I wasn't 100% sure where I knew you from. But somebody said that you used to be a police officer in Gateway or something like that. Okay.
Like a constable. And
you were a constable here too, for Benton County.
Yeah.
For Benton County. Okay, that's what I was thinking. How long did you do that?
2 years. Well, I was elected one term, 2 different terms, but not together.
Not together, so on two separate occasions. Okay. You understand this. You've been through this before, so I'm gonna read it to you. Anytime we bring somebody into the sheriff's office, we read this before we start talking to people. Okay, and it's just your statement of rights for us. And before we ask any questions, it's my duty to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand that? I need to affirm a yes or no. Okay. Okay. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to consult an attorney before making any statements or answering any questions, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You may have an attorney appointed to you by the court to represent you if you cannot afford one or otherwise obtain one at no cost. You understand that?
Yes.
If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer, you still have the right to stop answering questions at any time or stop questioning for the purposes of consulting a lawyer. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. However, you may waive your right to you may waive your right to advice and counsel, and your right to remain silent. You may answer questions or make statements without consulting a lawyer if you so desire. You understand that?
Yes.
Detective James Chamberlain had just finished reading Hardin his rights, but as you're about to see, it was all a facade. The hypocrisy from this detective will leave you speechless.
Here's the thing. I want to talk to you about what you've done today, okay? Can you just take me through when you woke up this morning to when you got stopped by the police out there in what's the name of that road that you were on? I'm sorry, I'm going wrong. Gant Ridge?
I'm not going to say anything after I've been read those rights yet.
Okay. Why don't you want to talk to me about your day?
I don't know what's going on. I am kind of sickly to what I'm here for and things.
Okay. So you don't want to explain what you've done today? Did you? Is there a reason behind that?
You read me my rights, and I don't know why. And so, what was the first thing said? I have the right to remain silent.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to talk to me right now?
I'm going to remain silent.
Afterward, the detectives stepped out to consult their boss about how to handle the situation. The solution they came up with speaks volumes about their level of competence.
Okay, I talked to my boss. I think I was confused, or I may have confused you on what's going on here. I can't tell you exactly why you're here. And you being a police officer, you understand that. I need to rule you out as a suspect in a crime that's been committed. And that's why we got you here, is because we need to talk to you, find out where you're at. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if I scared you at the beginning or what, but that's why I was trying to, and I can't, you see the position that I'm in. I can't tell you why you're here, but at the same time, I need to rule you out into something. Does that make sense? I mean, or would you be willing to talk to me about your day, knowing that I need to rule you out of something, or like I'm at a loss here, and I need to clear you from something.
Well, yes, I would have liked to, but before the rights were read, so not knowing what's going on.
Yeah, and you understand as a detective, we read those rights to everybody who comes in here. It's not just you, but when we interview, kids, and it's everybody. Once you come into our facility, that's something we have to do. It's not something. It's not just something we're doing for you. It happens to everybody that walks through this room and talks to us. Because, I mean, it's just like anything else that we do. We have to cover all of our bases. And that's what we did by reading you those rights. So we need to know. I mean, does that make sense? Like, I know you've been a police officer for a while now, so you understand, how everything works. And so I've got to rule you out as a suspect. And if I can't do that, then we're at a standstill. Does that make sense?
You have to remain silent.
Okay.
On that.
Okay, so you're telling me you did do something today that was wrong then. Is that what I'm getting at? I mean,
I'm just silent.
Okay, so you just don't want to talk to me because of what reason?
I don't understand what they snatched me up out there and nobody told me anything. I don't understand.
Okay.
Why I couldn't be told what's going on and
Okay, so did you? I guess my question is this, knowing what I just told you, okay, I guess if it was me and I was, if I was in your position, I'd be like, hey, James, I did this, or Grant, I did this, I was at, here, and here, and I would just be done with it. And that way you can get out of here. But at this point, like, I can't clear you from this because you could still potentially be a suspect.
Just look at the detective's blatant lack of integrity. He's violating that man's rights like it's second nature. Even worse, he implied that by exercising his rights, Hardin was admitting guilt. It's shocking that people like this are allowed to hold office.
So once the rights have been read, I have to, it says I have the right to be silent.
Yes. Okay. I don't know. I don't even know what to say at this point. You realize that I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to get you out of here quicker, and you're just sitting here.
Well, am I free to go then?
No, you're not free to go.
Why?
Because I've got to get to the bottom of an investigation, a very serious criminal matter. Okay. And right now, you're a potential suspect in that.
Whenever an officer or detective claims they're trying to help you out, you can be sure you're in deep trouble, just like Hardin was.
Does that make sense?
I don't understand why I'm a suspect, no.
Well, that's for me to know and for you to tell me why you're not a suspect.
This is your time to kind of help us help you.
Okay.
Tell me this.
I do apologize on the front end.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I'm going to exercise my right to be silent.
Okay. So just tell me this. I know you were a police officer before, right? You're a police officer in Gravity, not Gravity, but in Gateway? It's an easy yes or no.
I'm being silent.
Well, I can see that.
You want me to get it for you?
Well, I'm ready. I need to go.
You need to go where?
Home or get ready for work in a little bit.
Okay, we'll just have a seat and I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
No problem. You need anything else?
No, I hate not being able to talk. But usually after they read my rights, after they read me my rights, I just feel like I need to be silent.
What do you mean?
Well, how come nobody asked me anything or told me anything before we got here or anything? Not necessarily you. You've been real good to me.
Yeah, well, I was just taking you up here, you know what I'm saying? They asked me to bring you up here. So, the detective is the one that has all that information. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And he said he couldn't give it to me. Yes, sir.
You want to talk to me again? What's going on?
I'm just ready to go.
Okay. And I'm not ready for you to go yet, so you're not going to be able to go. I've got other things that I'm doing right now. So, Did you need to talk to me, or did you, what was the deal?
I was gonna go.
Oh, no, you're not going to go.
Tell you that.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not going to go.
But okay.
Perfect, thank you.
The detective was using a subtle tactic, leaving Hardin alone, hoping it would get him to talk. Remember, this was after Hardin had already stated multiple times that he didn't want to speak. When that didn't work, the detective switched to a different approach.
I'm not trying to get you in any trouble. I'm not trying to get her in any trouble. Okay? You've got a little daughter, 16, who needs her parents. Okay? I know what was said at dinner time. I know everything. Okay? I need your side of the story. Okay? I don't know if you've had a problem with this guy for a while, and this was an accident, or you maliciously chased him down, or what happened. But if I don't get your side of the story, I won't ever know. Okay? You know I know. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I wouldn't be talking to them right now. So I want to give you the opportunity to tell me what led up to what happened today. And if I came across as being rude or upset or whatever earlier, I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do.
You're fine.
I'm just trying to get
I'm not sure what happens or what's going on.
Okay.
But I just have to invoke my right.
Okay. So you're telling me that you don't want to give me your side of the story. That's what you're telling me. That I've got to put together what your wife has told me and what the crime scene's told me.
What I'm saying is, I have the right to remain silent.
That's true, you do.
I'm not saying I don't want to tell you anything or help you guys or anything. I'm just saying you told me I had the right to remain silent.
That's true, I did. Just because I told you you have the right to remain silent doesn't mean you have to remain silent.
I know, but...
Do you realize that you're looking at some very, very serious charges here?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. Well, you are. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
And if it was an accident, it was an accident. And that's all it was. But if you intentionally went out to hurt somebody, that's a whole nother story. It's a whole nother story. Okay? I'll let you think about it. I'll give you one more chance here in a few minutes, and I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm telling you that.
Well, what happened?
You know what happened. I'm not going to sit here and play games with you. I'm not. I know. You know. We have witnesses that put you there. The 2 cars that drove by, look, man, I'm not, I just want to know why it happened. Okay?
From this point on, the detective completely ignored Hardin, but their disregard for his rights didn't end there. Next, they brought in a female detective, hoping she could break him and get him to open up.
And some Frosted Flakes.
Hey, that is by far my favorite cereal.
I don't know.
No,
That's
it
kind of
really
like my
is.
belly aching, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, I love Frosted Flakes. I'm not gonna lie. My kids will gripe at me because they think it's too healthy, but I love Frosted Flakes. What else did you do today? Anything fun? Anything? Any chores around the house stuff? No? Just kind of lazy? Lazy day for you? Yeah. Just watch some TV. No household chores? Your wife didn't make you do anything today?
Not today. Well, I made her pills up today for her.
Oh, does she have a lot of health problems?
Yeah, she has a lot of health problems.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
Did you just prep for getting ready for work tonight?
Just pretty much, just
Yeah.
lay around, be a slob there.
Yeah. Did you get anything done outside today? It was so nice today. It was beautiful outside.
Yeah, I know. It was like 80 degrees or more.
It was
And
amazing outside.
What's the deal?
I don't know. It's messing with my allergies today, though.
Mine too. That's what part of it?
Or hear anything that was abnormal
No.
while you were outside letting the sea and stuff like that? No? Everything's good. Did you run into anybody? Anybody stop by, say hi? Nothing? No? Okay. Alright. Well, I'm surprised. Did you see anybody on the road? Anything like that? It being so nice, I didn't know if maybe anybody was out and about. Did you see any of your neighbors?
What are you getting at?
No, I'm serious. I'm just asking. Just small talk.
Not that I know of.
No, okay. I just didn't know. My allergies are killing me right now. I saw you messing with the thermostat earlier.
Well, I may have messed it up, but
No,
I actually...
It's insane that they kept pressuring him to talk, completely disregarding his right to remain silent. There's a reason those rights are read at the start, to give the person a choice to speak or not. Clearly, these detectives didn't grasp that.
Y'all just ran into the roadblock?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wasn't there when that part happened. What'd they do? When you guys ran into him?
Well, the guy stopped us and then he wanted us to go down to Jones Trailer Park Road, and I said, well, I live 2 houses down here on the right. He said, well, let me ask the boss about that.
Oh.
He went and got to the radio for a while or something, and then he said, what's your name? I said, Grant Hardin. And he said, can you step out of the car? And then he put me in handcuffs and put me in the back of that one car.
Oh, the canine one you were talking about?
Yeah. Forgive me again, I'm just...
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm just curious.
You're good to talk to. Like,
I didn't know
I
she...
got a headache and I'm...
You want me to see if I can find you something?
No, that's all right.
I'm sure I could. We got a pharmacy around here somewhere.
I'm just wondering what's
Going on?
well, if I'm going to be charged with something or...
Well, did something happen today?
That's what I wanted to know. Evidently something did happen today.
What you tell me?
I'm silent
I know.
I need a...
I'd rather talk about cars than
I know, me too.
I'd rather talk about... Is there any cool cars other than a Honda Civic? Anything fancy?
I'm just... what do you call it? The paper again.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. We don't want to talk about cars. We can talk about something else. If that makes
No,
sense.
I just don't want to. I'm just going to...
Do you want me to go away?
No, you're fine.
Well, I'm a talker.
You
so-
talk. You talk.
I talk.
Hey, you talk then.
It's not fun to talk to yourself. You gotta enjoy a conversation with somebody.
I feel right.
I guess that's the main question. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Do you have any idea?
Why am I here?
Yeah. Do you have any idea why you would be
When
here?
you guys tell me, I will. Nobody's told me anything. I sat in that police car or deputy's car for a long time.
Yeah.
Nobody told me anything.
I just didn't know. Well, sometimes you gotta wonder if somebody has to tell you first. Like if you know something I don't.
As the conversation continued, the woman gradually steered Hardin into talking about why he was there, trying to get him to open up and extract whatever she could from him.
Reason y'all are asking, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of the way you have to look at it sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. That's why, you know, when Detective Chamberlain came in here, he wanted to talk to you about if you had, what you had done today, or if you had seen something happen, or witnessed something happen, or, you know, like you said, something happened today. It was something really bad. And if you witnessed it, then it's something we need to talk about. Because people witnessed you. So, but I want to give you the chance to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather hear your side of the story versus anything else. To me, everybody deserves that right. Especially, you're a good guy. You're a good person. So, I don't know. I feel like everybody should have that chance to tell their side. Especially if something bad happened. I would want somebody to give me that chance. I just want to know what brought you to this point. I mean, I worked with you. So, like, you helped me, you know? Had my back in a situation, so it would be nice to understand from you, but from your viewpoint, why you would be here, what happened, or did you see something happen, or were you put in a situation and kind of walk me through it. But that's your choice, right? Everybody has a choice. You have to be the one willing to put it out there. I don't know. I feel like you've done this profession long enough. You know how things go. You're a good guy. You're not a drug dealer. You're not a child molester. You're not, you know, anything like what you've dealt with, what I've dealt with. But I think today you've dealt with a bad situation. I just want to know what happened. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna want to know, you know, what answers, especially your family. I would. No, I do. I want to help you. That's the bad part. I want to help you figure it out. All I can do is sit here and say that I'll listen, work it out with you, figure it out together. But you have to be willing to talk to me about it. I'm a pretty real person. Pretty straightforward. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's uncomfortable and nerve-wracking sitting in a room by yourself with people that you've worked with in the past.
It feels so wrong, even though Hardin was guilty. Why establish rights in the first place if they're just going to be ignored like that? These detectives didn't just disregard his rights, they actively tried to manipulate him into speaking. It's terrifying to think that this kind of behavior happens.
I can't remember. What's your name?
Nakona?
Nakona.
Yeah.
Okay. But your last name?
Cordero.
Cordero. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Cordero.
Yeah.
Those are pretty neat names.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of people mess it up.
Did you say Nakona?
Nakona.
What's the first name?
Nakona.
What is that?
It's a mixture. There's Indians, and then it's a Western.
I think boot?
Yeah.
I mean, no offense.
No, it's a Western brand. It's a brand of a boot
Yeah.
belt. My
That's why I
dad,
was gonna go get some of.
my dad's country, so it was.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah. Listen, Grant. I think you are well aware of what happened today. I think you know why you're here. You're a smart guy. I think you know what happened today. And I just really want to talk and understand so I can get on your level and figure out what the next step is going to be. And I feel like you are the type of man who can understand that. Alright, go ahead and turn around, put your hands on your back. You're placed under arrest for capital murder.
Sorry, you're a big guy.
Okay. All right, don't turn around for me. We're gonna walk out this way.
Okay.
Turn left when you get through. You just go right here. Right, just go straight. We'll go straight across.
In October 2017, over 20 years later, Hardin, now 50, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, admitting he had killed James Appleton. While his guilt was undeniable, it still didn't justify the way his rights were violated. And as an ex-cop, Hardin did an impressive job of humbling the detective, teaching them a lesson they won't soon forget. Do you think the detectives were justified in violating Hardin's rights, or did they go completely overboard? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked this video, you'll love this next one where these evil cops get caught in the midst of their schemes with no way to escape justice.
Sir, this is my freedom that you're talking about.
When corrupt cops think they can get away with the most horrendous acts in public, they almost always end up caught and punished. Like this instance where this cop thought he could get away while blatantly ignoring his rights in public.